keep going the way they're going, I might have to switch to Android, unfortunately. Alright, so we were on Act 1, Scene 15. Okay, so we have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. So what's happened so far in Act 1, Scenes 1 through 14, is that Harry is an adult now, and he is like the vice president? No, he's an Auror, I think. But he's like the head Auror? I don't know what his official title is. Anyway, Hermione is the Ministry of Magic, and Harry is like right below her, and he also is doing research in regards to defense against the dark arts. And apparently there's a time turner that they just confiscated, and there's rumors of people trying to go back in time and give Voldemort a child, and there's still Voldemort followers running around trying to like revive Voldemort in the past. So that's a little creepy, that's a little scary. And Harry's kids, Ron and Hermione have several kids, they're at Hogwarts. Harry has several kids, they're at Hogwarts, and all his kids except for the middle one are in Gryffindor. The middle one is in Slytherin, and the middle one is not handling life too well. He's kind of a mopey, kind of a depressed kind of kid, and he doesn't have very many friends, and he's not very good at magic, and he's living in the shadow of his father, who's this great wizard. But you know what? What is his name again? Albus, yeah. Albus, this is his name. The middle child is named Albus. And little Albus just happens to be best friends with Draco Malfoy's son, Scorpius. And, Albus could probably relate a lot to Harry Potter in this book, The Chamber of Secrets. I wonder if his dad ever told him the story of how, for a while, people thought he was the heir of Slytherin and whispered about him behind his back and thought he was trying to kill all of the students. He probably should tell his son that story, because this second book is a time when Harry Potter is really kind of almost a feared and hated character by most of the people besides his friends. Whereas in the following books, we start to see Harry as a leader, as someone that people look up to. And of course there's times when people doubt him, but for the most part, people begin to see him, like, there becomes like this cult of Harry. Like, Harry is so great, and so now we see why little Albus feels like, oh, everyone loves my dad and thinks he's amazing and he saved the world, but no one loves me. Well, your dad had a moment of time when he felt the same way, about your same age even. So they should share that together. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Point is, Albus, he's just a little depressed fellow, and he does not get along with his dad, and he just feels like he lives in his dad's shadow, and so he's being rebellious right now, and he decided that he's going to go find Amos Diggory, who wants to get this time turner that Harry confiscated so he can go back in time and save Cedric. Yeah, he still hasn't gotten over that. It's been like 20 years, but I guess you never get over the loss of a child, but obsess over it this much? Maybe not. So yeah, Albus is gonna save the day. He's gonna get that time turner and go back in time and save Cedric to right his father's wrongs, because he is obsessed with the fact that his dad did something wrong, and he's gonna make his way in the world and be different than his dad by being better than him. And this is something that I think a lot of children face with their parents. A lot of people can relate to this, that whatever block they have or difficult relationship they have with their parents, they have this kind of strong, deep desire to do better than their parents. This kind of like almost rebellious, like, my parents did this, they made this mistake, but I'm going to be better than them. And in some ways that can be really good, but you also have to do your own thing and be motivated for yourself, not just because you want to be better than your parents. And hopefully not doing it out of a sense of like anger or revenge or rebellion, like little Albus is doing. But I'm sure through it somehow good will happen. We'll see. So far it's been a rather depressing, different, darker style of Harry Potter than we're used to. But who knows, maybe it will be turning around. Alright, so we're on Act 1, Scene 15. Harry and Ginny Potter's house, kitchen. Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Ginny sit eating together. Hermione. I've told Draco again and again. No one in the Ministry is saying anything about Scorpius. The rumours aren't coming from us. Ginny. I wrote to him after he lost Astoria to ask if there's anything we could do. I thought maybe, as he was such a good friend to Albus, maybe Scorpius might want to stay over parts of the Christmas break. Or... My owl came back with a letter containing one simple sentence. Tell your husband to refute these allegations about my son once and for all. He's obsessed. He's a mess, a grieving mess. And I'm sorry for his loss, but when he accuses Hermione of, well, he looks across at Harry. Oi, droopy jaws. Like I say to her all the time, it could be nothing. Her? The trolls could be going to a party, the giants to a wedding. You could be getting bad dreams because you're worried about Albus. And your scar could be hurting because you're getting old. Getting old? Thanks, mate. Ron. Honestly, every time I sit down now and make an oof sound, an oof, and my feet, the trouble I'm having with my feet. I could write songs about the pain my feet give me. Maybe your scar's like that. Ginny. You talk a lot of rubbish. Ron. I consider it my specialty. That and my range of skeeving snack boxes. And my love for all of you, even skinny Ginny. Ron has definitely turned into more of a George and Fred as he's gotten older. He used to be such a... kind of a rambunctious, whiny, fiery little kid. But now he's turning into a little bit more of a Fred and George as he's older. Maybe to replace the loss that he feels from their deaths. Or was it George that died or Fred? I don't remember. I mean, no one died. What are you talking about? Read the other books. Watch the movies. Okay. Ginny, if you don't behave, Ronald Weasley, I will tell Mum. Ron, you wouldn't. Hermione. If some part of Voldemort survived in whatever form, we need to be prepared, and I'm scared. Ginny, I'm scared too. Ron, nothing scares me, apart from Mum. Hermione, I mean it, Harry. I will not be Cornelius Fudge on this one. I will not stick my head in the sand. And I don't care how unpopular that makes me with Draco Malfoy. Ron, you never really were one for popularity, were you? Hermione shoots Ron a withering look as she aims to hit him, but Ron jumps out of the way. Missed. Ginny hits Ron. Ron winces. Ha! Hit. A very solid hit. Suddenly an owl is in the room. It swoops in low and drops a letter on Harry's plate. Hermione. Bit late for an owl, isn't it? Harry opens the letter, surprised. Harry. It's from Professor McGonagall. Ginny. What does it say? Harry's face drops. Ginny. It's Albus. Albus and Scorpius. They never made it to school. They're missing. Act 1, Scene 16. Whitehall cellar. Scorpius is squinting at a bottle. Scorpius. So we just take it? Albus. Scorpius, do I really need to explain to you, uber geek and potions expert, what polyjuice means? What polyjuice does? Thanks to Delphi's brilliant preparation work, we are going to take this potion and be transformed, and thus disguised. We will be able to enter the Ministry of Magic. Scorpius. Okay, 2 points. 1. Is it painful? Delphi. Very, as I understand it. Scorpius. Thank you, good to know. 2nd point. Do either of you know what polyjuice tastes of? Because I've heard it tastes like fish, and if it does, I will just vomit it back up. Fish doesn't agree with me, never has, never will. Delphi. Consider us warned. She knocks back the potion. It doesn't taste of fish. She begins to transform. It's agonizing. Actually, it tastes quite pleasant. Yum. It is painful, but... She burps loudly. Take it back. There's a slight... She burps again. She turns into Hermione. Slight overpowering fishy residue. Okay. Oh, this is Albus. Sorry. Albus. Okay, that's... wow. Scorpius. Double wow. Delphi/Hermione. This really doesn't feel how I even sound like her. Triple wow. Albus. Right, me next. Scorpius. No. No way, Jose. If we're doing this, we're doing it. He puts on a pair of familiar-looking glasses with a smile together. Albus. 3, 2, 1. They swallow. No, that's good. He's racked with pain. That's less good. They both start to transform, and it's agonizing. Albus turns into Ron. Scorpius into Harry. The two look at each other. There's a silence. Albus/Ron. This is going to be slightly weird, isn't it? Scorpius/Harry, full of drama. He's really enjoying this. Go to your room. Go straight to your room. You've been an incredibly, awfully bad son. Albus/Ron with a laugh. Scorpius. Scorpius/Harry, tossing his cloak over his shoulder. It was your idea. I be him and you be Ron. I just want to have a little fun before I... And then he burps loudly. Okay, so that's utterly horrible. Albus/Ron. You know, he hides it well, but Uncle Ron's got a bit of a gut growing. Delphi/Hermione. We should go, don't you think? They emerge on the street. They enter a telephone box. They dial 62442. Telephone box. Welcome, Harry Potter. Welcome, Hermione Granger. Welcome, Ron Weasley. They smile as the telephone box disappears into the floor. This scene is so great because the last time we saw Harry, Ron, and Hermione trying to sneak into the Ministry of Magic, they took Polyjuice Potion to be different people. And now we see the kids doing the same thing, but as Harry, Ron, and Hermione. It's so funny. I love what she did there. That's cute. Okay. Act 1, Scene 17. Ministry of Magic meeting room. Harry, Hermione, Ginny, and Draco pace around a small room. Draco. Have we searched thoroughly besides the tracks? Harry. My department have searched once and are searching again. Draco. And the trolley, which is not able to tell us anything useful? Oh, that's one word, sorry. And the trolley witch is not able to tell us anything useful? Hermione. The trolley witch is furious. She keeps talking about letting down Ottoline Gamble. She prides herself on Hogwarts' delivery record. Ginny. Have there been any instances of magic reported by the Muggles? Hermione. None so far. I've made the Muggle Prime Minister aware, and he's filing what is known as a MISPA. Sounds like a spell. It isn't. Draco. So now we're relying on Muggles to find our children? Have we told them about Harry's scar too? Hermione. We're merely asking the Muggles to help, and who knows how Harry's scar might be involved, but it's certainly a matter we're taking seriously. Our auras are currently investigating anyone involved in dark magic. Draco. This is not Death Eater related. Hermione. I'm not sure I share your confidence. Draco. I'm not confident. I'm right. The sort of cretins pursuing dark magic now. My son is a Malfoy. They wouldn't dare. Harry. Unless there's something new out there. Something to... Ginny. I agree with Draco. If this is a kidnap, taking Albus, I understand. Taking both. Harry locks his eyes with Ginny. It becomes clear what she wants him to say. Draco. And Scorpius is a follower, not a leader, despite everything I've tried to instill in him. So it's undoubtedly Albus who got him from the train, and my question is, where would he take him? Ginny. Harry, they've run away. You and I know it. Draco notices the couple staring at each other. Draco, do you know it? What aren't you telling us? There's a silence. Whatever information you're concealing, I recommend you share it now. Harry. Albus and I had an argument the day before last. Draco. And? Harry hesitates, then makes brave eye contact with Draco. Harry. And I told him there were times when I wished he weren't my son. There's another silence, a profoundly powerful one, and then Draco takes a dangerous step towards Harry. Draco. If anything happens to Scorpius. Ginny steps in between Draco and Harry. Ginny. Don't throw around threats, Draco. Please don't do that. Draco. My son is missing! Ginny, an equal roar. So is mine! He meets her look. There's real emotion in this room. Draco, lip curling, every inch his father. If you need gold, everything the Malfoys have. He's my sole heir. He's my only family. Hermione, the Ministry has plenty in reserve. Thank you, Draco. Draco makes to leave. He stops. He looks at Harry. Draco, I don't care what you did or who you saved. You are a constant curse on my family, Harry Potter. That sucks. Everlasting joy! Hello! Welcome. How long ago did you post that? I'm sorry that I didn't respond right away. Well, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Draco and Scorpius, clever. What is clever about it? I know they're related somehow, but I actually don't know the relation. Are they constellations? Greek gods? You arrived 10 minutes ago? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I get really into this. Well, welcome. How are you today? What did you do today? Are you enjoying the stream? And I will continue reading as you answer those questions. Okay. Act 1, Scene 18, Ministry of Magic, Corridor. Scorpius/Harry. And you're sure it's in there? A guard walks past. Scorpius/Harry and Delphi/Hermione try to affect performances. Yes, Minister. I definitely think this is a matter for the Ministry to ponder at length. Yes. Guard with a nod. Minister. Delphi/Hermione. Let's ponder it together. He walks on. They let out a sigh of relief. Whew. It was my uncle's idea to use the Veritaserum. We slipped it into a visiting Ministry official's drink. He told us that the time turner had been kept, and even told us where the office of the Minister for Magic herself. She indicates a door. Suddenly they hear a noise. Hermione from off. Harry, we should talk about it. Harry from off. There's nothing to talk about. Delphi/Hermione. Oh no. Albus/Ron. Hermione and Dad. Are they constellations? Yet more specifically a dragon and a scorpion. Oh, okay. Yes, I know that J.K. Rowling does like a lot of cool little things like that. That's cool. Okay. Now, you haven't been to a reading stream, but you're doing a good job. Oh, thank you. I try. Yes, there are not many reading streams. I only know of one other, and they started after watching me. And so I hope it will continue to grow, and more people will do it. My friend Champion Tofu, he also does reading streams, but he does ASMR reading streams, which is cool. Okay. Alright, so, were you here when they took the Polyjuice Potion? So now, Delphi, this character who is the niece of Amos Diggory, she is now looking like Hermione, and Albus, which is Harry and Ginny's son, now looks like Ron, and Scorpius, which is Draco's son, now looks like Harry. It's a little bit confusing right now. You were here, okay. So you know the gist. Have you read this book before? Or I guess this play? Alright. Albus/Ron. Hermione and Dad. They panic. The panic is instant and infectious. Scorpius/Harry. Okay. Hiding places. No hiding places. Anyone know any invisibility charms? Delphi/Hermione. Do we go in her office? Albus/Ron. She'll be coming to her office. Delphi/Hermione. There's no one else. Oh, you read the others. Yeah, so this is The Cursed Child, which I guess is like a play. And I guess they actually performed this play. So it's pretty good. We're kind of like in the first act still, and you know, basically Albus is the middle son, and he is a Slytherin, and so he's kind of the outcast of the family, and so he's feeling kind of hurt and separated from his family and kind of rebelling a little bit and trying to go against his dad, Harry. They're all trying to sneak into the Ministry of Magic to steal a time turner so they can go back in time and save Cedric Diggory, because Albus believes his dad made a mistake by letting Cedric die. So, that's what's happening so far in this story. Okay. Delphi/Hermione. There's nowhere else. She tries the door. She tries it again. Hermione from off. If you don't talk to me or Ginny about it. Scorpius/Harry. Stand back. Alohomora! He aims his wand at the door. The door swings open. He grins, delighted. Albus, block her. It has to be you. Harry from off. What is there to say? Albus/Ron. Me? Why? Delphi/Hermione. Well, it can't be either of us, can it? We are them. Hermione from off. What you said was obviously wrong, but there are more factors at play here than... Albus/Ron. But I can't. There's a small kerfuffle, and then Albus/Ron ends up standing outside the door as Hermione and Harry enter from off. Harry. Hermione, I'm grateful for your concern, but there's no need. Hermione. Ron? Albus/Ron. Surprise! Hermione. What are you doing here? Albus/Ron. Does a man need an excuse to see his wife? He kisses Hermione firmly. That's awkward. Harry. I should go. Hermione. Harry, my point is, whatever Draco says, the things you said to Albus, I don't think it'll do any of us any good for you to dwell on it. Albus/Ron. Oh, you're talking about how Harry said sometimes he wished he correct himself, Albus weren't his son. Hermione. Ron? Albus/Ron. Better out than in, that's what I say. Hermione. He'll know. We all say stuff we don't mean. He knows that. Albus/Ron. But what if sometimes we say stuff we do mean? What then? Hermione. Ron, now's not the time, honestly. Albus/Ron. Of course it isn't. Bye-bye, darling. Albus/Ron watches her go, hopeful she'll walk past her office and away, but of course she doesn't. He runs to block her before she enters through the door. He blocks her once and then blocks her again, swinging his hips to do so. Hermione. Why are you blocking the entrance to my office? Albus/Ron. I'm not blocking anything. She makes again for the door. He blocks her again. Hermione. You are! Let me into my room, Ron. Albus/Ron. Let's have another baby! Hermione tries to dodge past him. You're being heralded! Oh my gosh! By what? By who? Hermione. What? Albus/Ron. Or, if not another baby, a holiday! I want a baby or a holiday! I'm going to insist on it! Shall we talk about it later, honey? She tries to get into the room one final time. He blocks her with a kiss. It develops into quite a struggle. Maybe with a drink in the leaky cauldron? Love you. Hermione relenting. If there's another stink pellet in there, then Merlin won't help you. Fine. We're due to update the muggles anyway. She exits. Harry exits with her. Albus/Ron turns towards the door. She re-enters, this time alone. A baby or a holiday? Some days you are off the scale, you know that? Albus/Ron. It's why you married me, isn't it? My puckish sense of fun. She exits again. She starts to open the door, but again she re-enters. He slams it closed. Hermione. I can taste fish. I told you to stay away from those fish finger sandwiches. Albus/Ron. Right you are. She exits. He checks she's gone. And the relief floods out of him as he opens the door. You do not have to apologize. You're a free woman. Or man. You can do as you wish. Act 1, Scene 19. Ministry of Magic, Hermione's office. Scorpius/Harry and Delphi/Hermione are waiting on the other side of Hermione's office door as Albus/Ron enters. He slumps, exhausted. Albus/Ron. This is all too weird. Delphi/Hermione. You were impressive. Good blocking action. Scorpius/Harry. I don't know whether to high-five you or frown at you for kissing your aunt about 500 times. Albus/Ron. Ron's an affectionate guy. I was trying to distract her. Scorpius. I did distract her. Scorpius / Harry. And then there's what your dad said. Hermione / Delphi. Boys, she will be back. We don't have long. Albus / Ron. You heard that. Delphi / Hermione. Where would Hermione hide a time turner? She looks around the room. She sees the bookcases. Search the bookcases. They start to search. Scorpius / Harry looks at his friend, concerned. Scorpius / Harry. Why didn't you tell me? Albus / Ron. My dad says he wishes I weren't his son. Hardly a conversation starter, is it? Scorpius / Harry tries to work out what to say. Scorpius / Harry. I know the Voldemort thing isn't true, and you know, but sometimes I think I can see my dad thinking, how did I produce this? Albus / Ron. Still better than my dad. I'm pretty sure he spends most of his time thinking, how can I give him back? Delphi / Hermione tries to pull Scorpius / Harry towards the bookshelves. Delphi / Hermione. Maybe if we could concentrate on the matter at hand. Wow, Delphi, you're such a Hermione. Scorpius / Harry. My point is, there's a reason we're friends, Albus. A reason we found each other, you know, and whatever this adventure is about. Then he spots a book on the shelf that makes him frown. Excuse me. Have you seen the books on these shelves? There are some serious books here. Banned books. Cursed books. Albus / Ron. How to distract Scorpius from difficult emotional issues. Take him to the library. Scorpius / Harry. All the books from the restricted section and then some. Magic most evil. 15th century fiends. Sonnets of a sorcerer. That's not even allowed in Hogwarts. Albus / Ron. Shadows and spirits. The Nightshade. Guide to necromancy. Delphi / Hermione. They are quite something, aren't they? Albus / Ron. The true history of opal fire, the imperious curse, and how to abuse it? Scorpius / Harry. And looky here, whoa! My eyes, and how to see past them. By Sybil Trelawney. A book on divination. Hermione Granger hates divination. This is fascinating. This is a find. He pulls the book from the shelf, and it falls open and speaks. Book. The first is the fourth, a disappointing mark. You'll find it parked, but not in park. Scorpius / Harry. Okay, a book that talks. Bit weird. Book. The second is less fair of those that walk on 2 legs. Grubby. Harry, a disease of the egg. And the third is both a mountain to climb and a route to take. Albus / Ron. It's a riddle. It's giving us a riddle. Book. A turn in the city, a glide through a lake. Delphi / Hermione. What have you done? Scorpius / Harry. I opened a book. Something which has, in all my years on this planet, never been a particularly dangerous activity. Good point. The book reaches out and grabs Albus / Ron. He only just eludes its grasp. Albus / Ron. What is that? Delphi / Hermione. She's weaponized it. She's weaponized her library. This is where the time turner will be. Solve the riddle and we'll find it. Albus / Ron. The first is the fourth. You'll find it parked, not in park. E-D. D-E. The book starts to try to swallow Delphi / Hermione. Scorpius / Harry. The second is the disease of the egg. The less fair of those who walk on 2 legs. Delphi / Hermione effusively. Men! Dementors! We need to find a book on Dementors. The bookcase pulls her in. Albus! Albus / Ron. Delphi, what is going on? Scorpius / Harry. Concentrate, Albus. Do what she said. Find a book on Dementors and be very careful. Albus / Ron. Here, Dominating Dementors, A True History of Azkaban. The book flies open and swings dangerously at Scorpius / Harry, who has to dodge out of the way. He falls hard against a bookcase which attempts to consume him. Book. I was born in a cage, but smashed it with rage. The gaunt inside me riddled me free of that which would stop me to be. Albus / Ron. Voldemort. Delphi plunges through the books back as herself. Delphi. Work faster! She's pulled back, screaming. Albus, Ron. Delphi! Delphi! He tries to grab her hand, but she's gone. Scorpius/Harry. She'd become herself again. Did you notice? Albus/Ron. No, because I was more worried about her being eaten by a bookcase. Find something, anything on him. He finds a book. The Heir of Slytherin. Do you think? I think. He pulls the book from the shelf. It pulls back. Albus/Ron is consumed by the bookcase. Scorpius/Harry. Albus! Albus! But Albus/Ron is gone. Okay, not that. Voldemort, Voldemort, Voldemort. He scans the shelves. Marvolo, the truth. This must be. He pulls it open. Again, it swings away, revealing a splintering light and a deeper voice than previously heard. Book. I am the creature you have not seen. I am you. I am me. The echo unforeseen, sometimes in front, sometimes behind, a constant companion, for we are entwined. Albus emerges from the books, as himself again. Scorpius/Harry. Albus! He tries to grab him. Albus. No, just think! Albus is violently pulled back into the bookcase. Scorpius/Harry. But I can't! An invisible echo. What is that? The only thing I'm good at is thinking. When I need to think, I can't. The book pulls him inside them. He's powerless. This is terrifying. There's silence. Then, bang! A shower of books are released from the bookcase, and Scorpius re-emerges, smashing the books aside. No, you don't! Sybil Trelawney, no! He looks around, sunk but full of energy. This is all wrong. Albus, can you hear me? All this for friggin' time turner. Think, Scorpius, think. Books try and grab him. A constant companion, sometimes behind, sometimes in front. Hang on, I've missed it! Shadow! You're a shadow! Shadows and spirits, it must be. He climbs at the bookcase, which is horrifying as it rises up to him, grabbing at him with every step. He pulls the book from the shelf. It comes out, and the noise and chaos suddenly stop. Is that? Suddenly there's a smashing, and Albus and Delphi... nice callback. Fall out of the shelves and down to the floor. We beat it! We beat the library! There's a phrase you thought you'd never hear. Albus. Delphi, are you? Delphi. Wow, quite a ride. Albus notices the book Scorpius is holding to his chest. Albus. Is that Scorpius? What's inside that book? Delphi. I think we should find out, don't you? Scorpius opens the book. In the center of it, a spinning time turner. Scorpius. We found the time turner! I never thought we'd get this far. Albus. Mate, now we've got this. The next stop is saving Cedric. Our journey has only just begun. Scorpius. Only just begun? It's almost half killed us. Good. And this is going to be good. Whispers rise to a roar. And we cut to black. Ooh. Yes. I never thought I would hear that phrase, everlasting joy. Act 2. Act 2, Scene 1. Dream. Privet Drive. Cupboard under the stairs. Okay, so apparently this is a dream. Aunt Petunia. Harry! Harry, these pots aren't clean! These pots are a disgrace! Harry Potter! Wake up! Young Harry wakes up to see Aunt Petunia bearing down on him. Young Harry. Aunt Petunia, what time is it? Aunt Petunia. Time enough! You know, when we agreed to take you in, we hoped we could improve you, build you, make you a decent human being, so I suppose it's only ourselves we've got to blame that you've turned out such a limp disappointment. Young Harry. I try. Aunt Petunia. Trying is not succeeding, though, is it? There are grease smears on these glasses. There are scuff marks on the pots. Now get up and go to the kitchen and get scrubbing. He gets out of bed. There's a wet smear on the back of his trousers. Oh no, what have you done? You've wet the bed again. She pulls back the covers. This is very unacceptable. Young Harry. I'm sorry, I think I was having a nightmare. Aunt Petunia. You disgusting boy. Only animals wet themselves. Animals and disgusting little boys. Young Harry. It was about my mom and dad. I think I saw them die. Aunt Petunia. And why would I have the slightest bit of interest in that? Young Harry. There was a man shouting adca something, acabra, and the noise of a snake kissing. I could hear my mom scream. Aunt Petunia takes a moment to reset herself. Aunt Petunia. If you were really reliving their death, all you'd hear would be a screech of brakes and a horrific thud. Your parents died in a car accident, you know that. I don't think your mother had time to scream. Lord spare you the details more than that. Now strip these sheets, get in the kitchen and get scrubbing. I don't want to have to tell you again. She exits with a bang, and young Harry is left holding the sheets. And the stage contorts and the trees rise as the dream twists into something else entirely. Suddenly, Albus appears and stands looking at young Harry, and then, right from the back of the room, Parseltongue whispers around everyone, "He's coming. He's coming." Words said in an unmistakable voice, the voice of Voldemort. Harry Potter. Act 2, Scene 2. Harry and Ginny Potter's house, staircase. I know. That's an interesting scene, like that it was a dream, but I bet you it was also like a flashback of something that happened to Harry, and it's not something we got from the first book. Obviously the Dursleys were mean, but in that, I felt like that in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, that you could tell the Dursleys were mean, but it was almost like it was definitely a children's book, you know? You had this sense of like, oh, they're mean, poor Harry, let him get his revenge, let them fall down and bruise their noses, haha, silly. But in this scene right there, that was definitely written more for like almost an adult audience, because it was a little bit more like, this is child abuse, this is so hurtful, like to have a kid who's wetting the bed and then punishing them. That's like a very psychologically traumatic and horrible thing to do. So having a kid wet the bed and getting in trouble for it is not something you would have in a children's book. This is a little bit more advanced. So it's interesting to see this different side of these characters. This is definitely a more like adult feeling book so far. It doesn't really feel to me like a children's play, but I'm sure children will see it. But yeah, it's a little bit more in-depth and its topics a little bit more darker. Anyway, Harry and Ginny's Potter's house, staircase. Harry wakes in the darkness, breathing deeply, his exhaustion palpable, his fear overwhelming. Harry. Wait, where's my wand? Harry. Lumos. Ginny enters, surprised by the light. Ginny. Okay. Harry. I was sleeping. Ginny. You were? Harry. You weren't? Any news? Any owls or... Ginny. None. Harry. I was dreaming. I was under the stairs and then I heard Voldemort so clearly. Ginny. Voldemort. Harry. And then I saw Albus in red. He was wearing Durmstrang robes. Ginny. Durmstrang robes? Harry thinks. Harry. Ginny, I think I know where he is. Act 2, Scene 3. Hogwarts, Headmistress's office. Harry and Ginny stand in Professor McGonagall's office. Professor McGonagall. And we don't know where in the Forbidden Forest... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Let's start over. Closes my eyes. Yes, you're right. I think it was written more for the people who grew up with the original series. That makes sense. Okay, I have like a cloggy throat for some reason, but no amount of clearing it or drinking tea is really doing anything. I blame milk. Never drink milk. It's terrible. It does not help you have a clear throat. It was a bad idea. I regret it. Okay. Professor McGonagall. And we don't know where in the Forbidden Forest? Harry. I haven't had a dream like it for years, but Albus was there. I know he was. Ginny. We need to get searching as quickly as possible. Professor McGonagall. I can give you Professor Longbottom. His knowledge of plants might be useful. And suddenly there's a rumble in the chimney. Professor McGonagall looks at it, concerned. Then Hermione tumbles out. Hermione. Is it true? Can I help? Professor McGonagall. Minister, this is quite unexpected. Ginny. That may be my fault. I persuaded them to put out an emergency edition of the Daily Prophet asking for volunteers. Professor McGonagall. Right, very sensible, I expect. There will be quite a few. Ron bursts in, covered in soot, wearing a gravy-stained dinner napkin. Ron. Have I missed anything? I couldn't work out which flue to travel to. Ended up in the kitchen somehow. Hermione glares as she pulls the napkin off himself. What? Suddenly there's another rumble in the chimney, and Draco comes down hard, surrounded by cascading soot and dust. Oh, they all gang together again on an adventure. Except with Draco. Everyone looks at him surprised. He stands and brushes the soot off himself. Sorry about your floor, Minerva. Professor McGonagall. I dare say it's my fault for owning a chimney. I added a lot of syllables into that word. Chimney or chimney? Yes, Hermione does wear the pants. That is true. But Ron, he makes a lot of jokes and he just kind of goofs off and he's cool with it. He's not like a... He doesn't just like, you know, bend over and... He's not wand-whipped, we shall say. He's not wand-whipped, but he respects her, but he also just has a little bit of fun with it, you know. It's like his dad and his mom. Their relationship. Very similar. Thank you, chimney. I was like, chimney. Like Jiminy Cricket. Chimney Cricket. Okay. I dare say it's my fault for owning a chimney. Harry. Quite surprised to see you, Draco. I thought you didn't believe in my dreams. Draco. That sounds so funny. Draco. I don't, but I do trust your luck. Harry Potter is always where the action is at, and I need my son back with me and safe. Smart man he's become. Ginny. Then let's go to the Forbidden Forest and find them both. Act 2, Scene 4. Edge of the Forbidden Forest. Albus and Delphi face each other, holding wands. Albus. Expelliarmus! Delphi's wand flies through the air. Delphi. You're getting it now. You're good at this. She takes her wand back from him. In a posh voice. You're positively disarming, young man. Albus. Expelliarmus! Her wand flies back again. Delphi. And we have a winner! The two high-five. Albus. I've never been good at spells. Scorpius appears at the back of the stage. He looks at his friend talking to a girl, and part of him likes it, and part of him doesn't. Delphi. I was rubbish, and then something clicked. And it will for you, too. Not that I'm a super witch or anything. But I think you're becoming quite some wizard, Albus Potter. Albus. Then you should stick around. Teach me more. Delphi. Excuse me. Of course I'm sticking around. We're friends, aren't we? Man, I should not drink anything carbonated. Albus. Yes, definitely friends, definitely. Delphi. Great, Wizzo! Scorpius. What's Wizzo? Scorpius steps forward decisively. Albus. Cracked the spell. I mean, it's pretty basic, but I cracked it. Scorpius, over-enthusiastic, trying to join in. And I found a way through to the school. Listen. Are we sure this will work? Delphi. Yes! Albus. It's a brilliant plan. The secret is not getting Cedric killed, is to stop him winning the Triwizard Tournament. If he doesn't win, he can't be killed. Scorpius. And I understand that, but... Albus. So we just need to mess up his chances supremely, badly, in task 1. The first task is getting a golden egg from the dragon. How did Cedric distract the dragon? Delphi puts her hand up in the air. Albus grins and points at her. These two are getting on really well now. Diggory. We have just 4 more pages. My husband wants me to get off the computer soon. Mouse flies out of your hand. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I have a bad feeling about this. It seems like a stupid idea. Here's the best way to stop Cedric Diggory from dying. Here's what I think. Okay? So, there's a couple ways, but they all have to do with the maze at the end. First, somehow get another character, or maybe just send Scorpius, because Harry doesn't know what Scorpius looks like when Harry is in his 4th year at Hogwarts, right? So have Scorpius, maybe give him a hat or something so he's like, looks kind of hard to distinguish, and send him up and have him just whisper to Harry and be like, at the end, don't let Cedric win, and if you guys tie, don't let him come with you to the winning. Just take it for yourself, or bad things will happen. Or something like that. Just give him some sort of like weird foreboding advice. Because my guesses are that towards the end, Harry will be like, who is that weird person who gave me that foreboding advice? How did they know I was going to tie with Cedric? They told me I should take it for myself and not let him win. And maybe, I mean, this is not the best idea because Harry is so modest and blah, is the hero, so he probably will let Cedric win. Just be like, maybe the person could say, whatever you do, do not let Cedric win. I promise you, you want to let him win because you're modest, but if you let him win, it will mean bad things for Cedric and it will end up being worse for him and he will hate you. Or something like that. Maybe that would deter Harry and then he would win. Like, if you really care about Cedric, don't let him win. Because then Harry might do what he says because it's so weird that some random person told you something not to do in the future and then it started to happen. I don't know. I mean, I would listen to a weird future person. That's one option. The other option is they somehow have to get through the maze, since they know what all of the obstacles are that might be easy, and get to the end and then like push Cedric out of the way before he grabs the cup. However, their method of preventing Cedric from even getting to the maze seems like a good idea, but their way of doing it is to stop him from succeeding with a dragon. If you don't succeed with a dragon, what's the opposite of that? Not succeeding with a dragon. Cedric could just end up dying by being eaten by a dragon. That doesn't really seem like it's a good idea. Plus, how would the rest of the events be changed without Cedric in the tournament? So, I don't know. I feel like they're changing too much. You really, if you want to change the past, you should just change the one fatal error, not something that happened too far in advance from that. You know what I mean? That's my theory. I don't know much about time travel, since it's not a real thing. It's hard to say for sure, but that is what I would do. Okay, back to the book. Just put Cedric to sleep or something. Yeah, that's a good idea. But how would they do that? Like, before he goes into the maze, or would they wait till he's in the maze and then somehow get to him and put a... Or maybe they could have like a... Is there such a thing as like a timed release spell? Like, at a certain time during the maze, he'll just fall asleep. I don't know. Either way, it's kind of dangerous if he does fall asleep in the maze because there was possibility of death. That was the whole reason why they went at the same time anyways, because Harry went back to save him, so... Anything they do, there is a chance that Cedric's gonna die anyway. Replace the trophy with a duplicate? No, because that would be the biggest change you could do. That would stop Harry from ever going to the grave and stop Voldemort's plan, and then we'd have to have a whole new series of events that may or may not go the way we want. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see how it works out for them the way they have planned it. Or at least we'll see what happens in the next 4 pages, and then we'll continue another day. Okay. So this is Delphi. Okay, Delphi. By transfiguring a stone into a dog. Wait, what? Cedric distract the dragon by transfiguring a stone into a dog. Okay, is that what she's saying? Alright. Albus. Well, a little Expelliarmus and he won't be able to do that. Scorpius isn't enjoying the Delphi-Albus double act. Scorpius. Okay, 2 points. First point. We're certain the dragon won't kill him. Oh, Scorpius, you're on my level. You're on my level, dude. Delphi. It's always 2 points with him, isn't it? Of course it won't. This is Hogwarts. They won't let damage happen to any of the champions. Scorpius. Okay, second point. More significant point. We're going back without any knowledge of whether we can travel back afterwards, which is exciting. Maybe we should just try going back an hour, say, first, and then... Delphi. I'm sorry, Scorpius. We've got no time to waste. Waiting here this close to the school is just too dangerous. I'm sure they'll be looking for you, and Albus, she's right. Delphi. Now you're going to need to wear these. She pulls out 2 large paper bags. The boys pull robes from them. Albus. But these are Durmstrang robes. Delphi. My uncle's idea. If you are in Hogwarts robes, people will expect to know who you are. But there are 2 other schools competing at the Triwizard Tournament, and if you're in Durmstrang robes, well, you can fade into the background, can't you? Albus. Good thinking. Hang on. Where are your robes? Delphi. Albus, I'm flattered, but I don't think I can pretend to be a student, do you? I'll just keep in the background and pretend to be, oh, maybe I can pretend to be a dragon tamer. You're doing the spell stuff anyway. Scorpius looks at her and then at Albus. Scorpius. You shouldn't come. Delphi. What? Scorpius. You're right. We don't need you for the spell. And if you can't wear student robes, you're too big of a risk. Sorry, Delphi. You shouldn't come. Delphi. But I have to. He's my cousin. Albus. Albus. I think he's right. I'm sorry. Delphi. What? Albus. We won't mess up. Delphi. But without me, you won't be able to work the time turner. Scorpius. You taught us how to use the time turner. Delphi is really upset. Delphi. No, I won't let you do this. Albus. You told your uncle to trust us. Now it's your turn. The school is close now. We should leave you here. Delphi looks at them both and takes a deep breath. She nods to herself and smiles. Delphi. Then go, but just know this. Today you get an opportunity few are given. Today you get to change history, to change time itself. But more than all that, today you get a chance to give an old man his son back. She smiles. She looks at Albus. She leans down and gently kisses him on both cheeks. She walks away into the woodland. Albus stares after her. Scorpius. She didn't kiss me, did you notice? He looks at his friend. Are you okay, Albus? You look a little pale and red. Pale and red at the same time. Albus. Let's do this. Okay, the next scene's really short, so we can get away with reading it. Act 2, Scene 5. Forbidden Forest. The forest seems to grow bigger, thicker, and amongst the trees. People searching, looking for missing wizards, but slowly people melt away until Harry is left alone. Oh no, our chat got bombarded already. Let's see. Sorry, I didn't see you guys there. Do I need to respect the women? Respect the women. Now we're singing a song, okay? 24/7. What are you guys talking about? What is head? You got the lasagna. You guys are really funny. Okay. Oh my gosh. That is so weird. Like, me and Everlasting Joy are just like chilling and reading this story, and then you guys come in and you're like talking about God knows what that has nothing to do with anything. Just singing Drake songs. Cool. Well, that's okay. It reminds me to do something that I have been wanting to do anyway. I've been wanting to turn it to followers only chat for a while for this Harry Potter stream, because this is more of a stream for people to like enjoy the story and interact with the story, and I feel like people who come in and just start talking Drake lyrics, it kind of detracts from the story a little bit, even though that's funny. Like, but maybe that kind of chat is better during our regular IRL or our game nights and less for like the story time. But if you guys do want to follow and actually like participate in the story, that's cool too. And I don't know if Everlasting Joy is a follower, but you seem like you enjoy the stream, so if you want to continue to chat, you're welcome to follow, and if you don't feel comfortable doing that, that's fine too. But I just don't want the chat to be overrun by people who are just trolling. Even though we welcome trolls, because we're doing fantasy. But, you know. Anyway, let's get back to the story. I'm enjoying this. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Please feel free to join the chat if you're serious about our stream and you want to follow, that's fine. But otherwise, you can just enjoy it and watch it, and I'll just enjoy knowing you're here enjoying the stream. And apparently listening to Drake. Does this sound good with Drake? Oh, hey, Bimbo 23. Hey, you have a 23 in your name too. Welcome. Welcome, sir. Are you playing Drake while listening to the stream? Like, do they go well together? If not, maybe you should try playing Drake and see how it goes with the stream. Also, I require your wand. So, welcome to the famski. Alright. So here we are, back in the Forbidden Forest. Slowly, people melt away until Harry is left alone. He hears something. He turns to his right. Harry! Albus? Scorpius? Albus? And then he hears the sound of hooves. Who could it be? Harry is startled. He looks round for where the noise is coming from. Suddenly, Bane steps forward into the light. He is a magnificent centaur. Bane. Harry Potter. Harry. Good, you still recognize me, Bane. Bane. You've grown older. Harry. I have. Bane. But not wiser, for you trespass on our land. Harry. I have always respected the centaurs. We are not enemies. You fought bravely at the Battle of Hogwarts, and I fought beside you. Bane. I did my part, before my herd and our honor, not for you. And after the battle, the force was deemed centaur land. And if you're on our land without permission, then you are our enemy. Centaurs can be such jerks sometimes. Harry. My son is missing, Bane. I need help finding him. Bane. And he is here in our forest. Harry. Yes. Bane. Then he is as stupid as you are. Harry. Can you help me, Bane? There's a pause. Bane looks down at Harry imperiously. Bane. I can only tell you what I know, but I tell you not for your benefit, but for the benefit of my herd. The centaurs do not need another war. Harry. Neither do we. What do you know? Bane. I've seen your son, Harry Potter. Seen him in the movements of the stars. Harry. You've seen him in the stars? Bane. I can't tell you where he is. I can't tell you how you'll find him. Harry. But you've seen something. You've divined something. Bane. There's a black cloud around your son, a dangerous black cloud. Harry. Around Albus? Bane. A black cloud that may endanger us all. You'll find your son again, Harry Potter, but then you could lose him forever. Oh, dang. That's serious. He's gonna find his son, but he might lose him forever? He makes a sound like a horse's cry, and then makes hard away, leaving a bewildered Harry behind. He begins to search again now, with even more fervor. Ooh, when he says, "You find your son, but you could lose him forever," do you think he means that his son might die, or do you think he means, like, metaphorically, like you're gonna push your son away? What do you guys think? Harry. Albus! Albus! Act 2, Scene 6. Edge of the Forbidden Forest. Scorpius and Albus round a corner to be faced with a gap in the trees. A gap through which is visible a glorious light. Scorpius, and there it is. Albus. Hogwarts. Never seen this view of it before. Scorpius. Still get a tingle, don't you, when you see it? And revealed through the trees is Hogwarts, a splendid mass of bulbous buildings and towers. From the moment I first heard of it, I was desperate to go. I mean, Dad didn't much like it there, but even the way he described it, from the age of 10, I checked the Daily Prophet first thing every morning, certain some sort of tragedy would have befallen it, certain I wouldn't be able to go. Albus. And then you got there, and it turned out to be terrible after all. Scorpius. Not for me. Albus looks at his friend, shocked. All I ever wanted to do was go up to Hogwarts and have a mate and to get up to mayhem, just like Harry Potter, and I got his son. How crazily fortunate is that? Albus. But I'm nothing like my dad. Scorpius. You're better. You're my best friend, Albus. And this is mayhem to the nth degree, which is great. Thumbs up great. It's just, I've got to say, I don't mind admitting it. I'm a tiny bit scared. Albus looks at Scorpius and smiles. Albus. You're my best friend too. And don't worry, I have a good feeling about this. We hear Ron's voice from off. He's clearly in close proximity. Ron. Albus! Albus! Albus turns towards it, scared. Albus. We've got to go, now. Albus takes the time turner from Scorpius. He presses down upon it and the time turner begins to vibrate and then explodes in a storm of movement. And with it, the stage starts to transform. The two boys look at it. And there is a giant whoosh of light, a smash of noise, and time stops. And then it turns over, thinks a bit, and begins spooling backwards, slow at first, and then it speeds up. Ooh, and the next chapter is a little bit longer. Let's see, we might be able to get through it. Let's see. Act 2, Scene 7, Tri-Wizard Tournament, Edge of the Forbidden Forest, 1994. Ooh, so old. Suddenly, everything is a riot of noise as a crowd consumes Albus and Scorpius. And suddenly, the greatest showman on earth, his words, not ours, is on stage using sonorous to amplify his voice. And well, he's having a ball. Ludo Bagman. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you the greatest, the fabulous, the one and the only Tri-Wizard Tournament. There's a loud cheer. If you're from Hogwarts, give me a cheer. There's a loud cheer. If you're from Durmstrang, give me a cheer. There's a loud cheer. And if you're from Beauxbaton, give me a cheer. There's a slightly limp cheer. Slightly less enthusiastic from the French there. Scorpius, smiling. This has worked. That's Ludo Bagman. Ludo Bagman. And there they are. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I present to you the reason why we're all here. The champions, representing Durmstrang. What eyebrows, what a gait, what a boy. There's nothing he won't try on a broomstick. It's Victor Crazy Crumb. Scorpius and Albus, who are really getting into playing the Durmstrang students now, go crazy. Crazy Crumb, go, go, Crazy Crumb! Ludo Bagman. From the Beauxbatons Academy, Zut alors, it's Fleur de la Cour! There's some polite applause. And from Hogwarts, not one, but two students. He makes us go all weaky at the nazy. It's Cedric Delicious Diggory. The crowd goes wild. And then the other, you know him as the boy who lived. I know him as the boy who keeps surprising us all. Albus, that's my dad. Ludo Bagman, yes, it's Harry Plucky Potter. There's cheering, particularly from a nervous-looking girl at the edge of the crowd. This is young Hermione. played by the same actress as plays Rose. It is noticeable that the cheering for Harry is slightly less than that for Cedric. And now, silence please! All! The first task, retrieving a golden egg from a nest of ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you dragons! And guiding the dragons, Charlie Weasley. There are more cheers. Young Hermione. If you're going to stand so close, I'd rather you didn't breathe on me quite so much. Scorpius. Rose? What are you doing here? Young Hermione. Who's Rose, and what happened to your accent? Albus with a bad accent. Sorry, Hermione. He's got you mixed up with someone else. Young Hermione. How do you know my name? Ludo Bagman. And with no time to lose, let's bring out our first champion. Facing a Swedish short snout, I give you Cedric Diggory. A dragon roars, distracts young Hermione, and Albus readies his wand. And Cedric Diggory has entered the stage, and he seems ready. Scared, but ready. He dodges this way, he dodges that. The girls swoon as he dives for cover. They cry as one, "Don't damage your Diggory, Mr. Dragon!" Scorpius looks concerned. Scorpius. Albus, something is going wrong. The time turner, it's shaking. A ticking begins, an incessant, dangerous ticking. It's coming from the time turner. Ludo Bagman. And Cedric skirts left, and he dives right, and he readies his wand. What has this young, brave, handsome man got up his sleeves now? Albus extending his wand. Oh yeah, where's my wand? Gotta get ready. Oh, I lost it. My wand has been Expelliarmus. Is that a word? Expelliarmus! But no, what's this? Is it dark magic or something else entirely? His wand is flying away. Cedric Diggory is disarmed. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and bring back the chat now for non-followers, but let's try to keep it on topic. Do you want to keep it on the story, if possible? Or tell me about your day, or what you think's gonna happen next, or who your favorite Harry Potter characters, or your favorite color. Okay. Or whatever you want to talk about, actually, but just don't spam it with Drake lyrics, ideally. Your favorite color is blue. My favorite color is also blue. Oh my god! No way! We're basic bitches together. I don't know if you're a basic bitch or not, but I've heard that that's the favorite color of basic bitches. But whatever. Blue is a great color. It is the greatest of colors, I would say. And wouldn't it be weird if I was like, my favorite color is black, and I just like everything black? I mean, anyway, let's get back to the story. Cedric Diggory is disarmed! Scorpius. Albus, I think the time turner, something is wrong. Time turner's ticking gets louder still. Ludo Bagman. It's all going wrong for Diggers! This could be the end of the task for him, the end of the tournament! Scorpius grabs Albus. There's a crescendo in the ticking and a flash, and the time is turned back to the present with Albus hollering in pain. Scorpius. Albus, did it hurt you? Albus, are you... Albus, what happened? Scorpius. There must be some limit. The time turner must have some kind of time limit. Albus. Do you think we've done it? Do you think we've changed anything? Suddenly the stage is invaded from all sides by Harry, Ron, who now has a side parting his hair, and whose wardrobe choices have become rather more staid. Ginny, Draco, Scorpius, looks at them all, and slips the time turner back into his pocket. Albus looks at them rather more blankly. He's in a lot of pain. I told you I saw them. Scorpius. I think we're about to find out. Albus. Hello, Dad, is something wrong? Harry looks at his son disbelievingly. Yes, You could say that. Albus collapses on the floor. Harry and Ginny rush to help. Act 2, Scene 8. Basic bitches. Never heard that one before. You've never heard the phrase basic bitches before, or you never heard the basic bitches love blue? Hogwarts, hospital wing. Albus is asleep in the hospital bed. Harry sits troubled beside him. Above them is a picture of a concerned, kindly man. Harry rubs his eyes, stands and walks around the room. He stretches out his back. And then he meets eyes with the painting, which looks startled to be spotted, and Harry looks startled back. Harry. Professor Dumbledore. Dumbledore. Good evening, Harry. Harry. I've missed you. Whenever I dropped into the headmistress's lately, your frame's been empty. Dumbledore. Ah, well, I do like to pop into my other portraits now and then. He looks at Albus. Will he be all right? Harry. He's been out 24 hours, mostly in order so Madame Pomfrey could reset his arm. She said it was the strangest thing. It's like it was broken 20 years ago and allowed to set in the most contrary of directions. She says he'll be fine. Dumbledore. A difficult thing, I imagine, to watch a child in pain. Harry looks up at Dumbledore and then down at Albus. Harry. I never asked how you felt about me naming him after you, have I? Dumbledore. Candidly, Harry, it seemed a great weight to place upon the poor boy. That's an interesting response. You never heard of the phrase, okay, so basic bitch is, you should Google it and watch like a YouTube video about it, because there's a lot of funny videos, like YouTube videos about it, but it's just like the most common of girls. Like if you just take a group of 100 girls, the majority of them will do these things, like they paint their nails and they go to Starbucks every day and they're probably like blonde or have blonde highlights. It's just kind of like, I don't know, the kind of, just a girl who's like the same as every other girl, I guess, in a sense. I'm not explaining it very well. Any girl can have some of these traits, but if they are a basic bitch, it's mostly like, it's kind of like a negative thing or a joke on girls. Just kind of saying like, oh man, you're so basic, like the things you do, that's just what every girl likes or every person likes. Yep, middle class suburbia. Kind of like that, yeah. You should look it up. Because YouTube, it's kind of like one of those society ideas that is kind of difficult to explain, but you just know it when you see it. And so if you watch the YouTube video, it will kind of explain it better and you'll see. So, yeah, if that makes sense. But usually if someone's saying you're a basic bitch, it's like you're not really unique and you don't really have your own personality. You just kind of do everything other girls do. Kind of a thing. Yeah. Anyway. Back to the story. Sorry for the detour, if that bothered anyone. Alright. La. Candidly, Harry, it seemed a great weight to place upon the poor boy. Harry. I need your help. I need your advice. Bane says Albus is in danger. How do I protect my son, Dumbledore? Dumbledore. You ask me, of all people, how to protect a boy in terrible danger? We cannot protect the young from harm. Pain must and will come. Harry. So I'm supposed to stand and watch? Dumbledore. No, you're supposed to teach him how to meet life. Harry. How? He won't listen. Dumbledore. Perhaps he's waiting for you to see him clearly. Harry frowns as he tries to digest this, with sensitivity. It is a portrait's curse and blessing to hear things. At the school, at the ministry, I hear people talking. Harry. And what is the gossip about me and my son? Dumbledore. Not gossip, concern. That you two are struggling, that he's difficult, that he's angry with you. I have formed the impression that perhaps you are blinded by your love for him. Harry. Blinded? Dumbledore. You must see him as he is, Harry. You must look for what's wounding him. Harry, haven't I seen him as he is? What's wounding my son? He thinks. Or is it who's wounding my son? Albus mumbles in his sleep. Dad. Harry, this black cloud, it's someone, isn't it? Not something? Dumbledore. Ah, really, what does my opinion matter anymore? I am paint and memory, Harry, paint and memory. And I never had a son. Harry, but I need your advice. Albus, Dad? Harry looks at Albus and then back at Dumbledore, but Dumbledore's gone. Just like a Dumbledore, even after he's dead. Just coming and giving, like, mystical advice that's not a little helpful, but not helpful enough, and then disappearing when you need more. Such a Dumbledore. Harry. No, where have you gone now? Albus. We're in the hospital wing? Harry turns his attention back to Albus. Harry, discombobulated. Yes, and you will be fine. For recuperation, Madame Pomfrey wasn't sure what to prescribe and said you should probably eat lots of chocolate. Actually, do you mind if I have some? I've got something to tell you, and I don't think you'll like it. Dumbledoofus. Albus looks at his dad. What does he have to say? He decides not to engage. Albus, okay, I think. Harry takes some chocolate. He eats a big chunk. Albus looks at his dad, confused. Better? Harry, much. He holds out the chocolate to his son. Albus takes a piece. Father and son munch together. The arm, how does it feel? Albus flexes his arm. Albus, feels great. Harry, soft. Where did you go, Albus? I can't tell you what it did to us. Your mom was worried sick. Albus looks up. He is a great liar. Albus, we decided we didn't want to come to school. We thought we could start again in the Muggle world. We discovered we were wrong. We were coming back to Hogwarts when you found us. Harry, in Durmstrang robes. Albus, the robes were the whole thing. Scorpius and I, we didn't think. Harry, and why did you run? Because of me? Because of what I said? Albus, I don't know. Hogwarts isn't that pleasant of a place when you don't fit in. Harry, and did Scorpius encourage you to go? Albus, Scorpius, no. Harry looks at Albus, trying to see almost an aura around him, thinking deeply. Harry, I need you to stay away from Scorpius Malfoy. Ooh, Harry! Wrong direction, wrong direction. Albus, what? Scorpius? Harry, I don't know how you became friends in the first place, but you did, and now I need you to... Albus, my best friend? My only friend? Harry, he's dangerous. Albus, Scorpius dangerous? Have you met him? Dad, if you honestly think he's the son of Voldemort... Harry, I don't know what he is. I just know you need to stay away from him. Bane told me. Albus, who's Bane? Harry, a centaur with profound divination. How do you say that word? Divination? Okay. A centaur with profound a centaur with profound divination skills. He said there's a black cloud around you, and a black cloud. Harry, and I have a very good reason to believe that dark magic is in resurgence, and I need you to keep you safe from it. Safe from him. Safe from Scorpius. Albus hesitates a moment, and then his face strengthens. I feel like Harry is being kind of, divination. What's the term? Not racist, but he's like being prejudiced against Slytherins. Come on, Harry. I'm being very prejudiced right now. Albus, and if I won't stay away from him? Harry looks at his son, thinking quickly. Harry, there's a map. It used to be good for those wanting to get up to no good. Now we're going to use it to keep an eye, a permanent eye, on you. Professor McGonagall will watch your every movement. Anytime you are seen together, she'll come flying. Anytime you attempt to leave Hogwarts, she'll fly. I expect you to go to your lessons, none of which you will now share with Scorpius, and between times you will stay in the Gryffindor common room. You can't make me go into Gryffindor, I'm Slytherin! Don't play games, Albus, you know what house you are. If she finds you with Scorpius, I will fix you with a spell which will allow me eyes and ears in your every movement, your every conversation. In the meantime, investigations will begin in my department, as is true to heritage. Albus, starting to cry. But Dad, you can't! That's not... Harry, I thought for a long time I wasn't a good enough dad for you, because you didn't like me. It's only now I realize I don't need you to like me. I need you to obey me, because I'm your dad and I do know better. I'm sorry, Albus, it has to be this way. Harry! This is so un-Harry of you. Harry, what if someone had told you to stay away from Ron? Would you just accept that crap? Would you just accept that? What if they told you to stay away from Hermione? Would you accept that? Would you listen to a centaur who's kind of a dick? I know, such a jerk. I mean, kind of a jerk. Would you listen to a centaur who's a jerk? When you were a kid, Harry, if they told you to stay away from Ron, you would not have. It doesn't matter what centaur it was, even if it was the one you trusted, you would not. This is not like you, Harry. And I bet you that dark cloud is your shadow. Because I've been saying that from the beginning. That your son is hurting because he feels like he is in your shadow. It's obvious. Okay? Read your own book. Because you're failing. Wouldn't that be cool if we could all have a book of our life that we could read and like go back and read and be like, oh shit. I mean, shiznickles. I was being a jerk right there. Wow. Oh, that was a stupid decision. That would be helpful. I wish I had a book of my life, just so I could make better decisions. Okay, Act 2, Scene 9. Hogwarts, staircase. Albus pursues Harry across the stage. Albus, what if I run? I'll run! Harry, Albus, get back into bed. Albus, I'll run away again! Harry, no you won't. Albus, I will, and this time I'll make sure Ron can't find us. Ron, do I hear my name? Ron enters on a staircase, his side parting now super aggressive. His robe's just a little bit too short, his clothes now spectacularly stained. Albus, Uncle Ron, thank Dumbledore. If we ever needed one of your jokes, it's now. Ron frowns, confused. Ron, jokes? I don't know any jokes. Albus, of course you do. You run a jokes shop. Ron, now supremely confused. A joke shop? Well now. Anyway, I'm pleased I caught you. I was going to bring some sweets for, sort of get well soon. But actually, Padma, she thinks about things a lot more deeply than I do, and she thought it'd be nicer for you to get something useful for school. So we got you a set of quills. Yes, yes, yes. Look at those bad boys, top of the range. Albus, who's Padma? Harry frowns at Albus. Harry, your aunt. Albus, I have an Aunt Padma. Ron to Harry. Taken a confundus charm to the head, has he? To Albus. My wife, Padma, you remember? Talks slightly too close to your face, smells a bit minty. Leans in. Padma, mother of Panju? To Harry. That's why I'm here, of course. Panju, he's in trouble again. I wanted to just send a howler, but Padma insisted I come in person. I don't know why. He just laughs at me. Albus. But you're married to Hermione. Beat. Ron doesn't understand this at all. Ron. Hermione? No, no. Merlin's beard. Harry. Albus has also forgotten that he was sorted into Gryffindor, conveniently. Oh, shoot. He changed a lot. Oh, jeez. You would have burned the book. That's funny. Ron. Yes, well, sorry, old chap, but you're Gryffindor. Albus. But how did I get sorted in Gryffindor? Ron. You persuaded the Sorting Hat, don't you remember? Panju bet you that you couldn't get into Gryffindor if your life depended on it, so you chose Gryffindor to spite him. Can't blame you. We'd all like to wipe that smile off his face sometimes, wouldn't we? Terrified. Please don't tell Padma I said that. Albus. Who's Panju? Ron. Bloody hell! You're really not yourself, are you? Anyway, better go before I'm sent to howler myself. He stumbles on, not even an inch of the man he was. Oh no, everyone's life is miserable. Albus. But that doesn't make sense. Harry. Albus, whatever you're feigning, it isn't working. I will not change my mind. Albus. Dad, you have two choices. Either you take me to... Harry. No, you're the one with the choice, Albus. You do this, or you get into deeper, much deeper trouble. Do you understand? Scorpius. Albus, you're okay. That's fantastic. Harry. He's completely cured, and we've got to go. Albus looks up at Scorpius, and his heart breaks. He walks on. Scorpius. Are you mad at me? What's going on? Albus stops to turn to Scorpius. Albus. Did it work? Did any of it work? Scorpius. No, but Albus. Harry. Albus, whatever gibberish you're talking, you need to stop it now. This is your final warning. Albus looks torn between his dad and his friend. Albus. I can't, okay? Scorpius. You can't what? Albus. Just, we'll be better off without each other, okay? Scorpius is left looking up after him, heartbroken. Oh no! This is so horrible! This is the worst. Act 2, Scene 10. Hogwarts, Headmistress's office. Professor McGonagall is full of unhappiness. Harry is full of purpose. Ginny is not sure what she's supposed to be. Professor McGonagall. I'm not sure this is what the Marauder's map was intended for. Harry. If you see them together, then get to them as quickly as possible and keep them separate. Professor McGonagall. Harry, are you sure this is the right decision? Because far be it from me to doubt the wisdom of centaurs, but Bane is extremely angry centaur, and it's not beyond him to twist the constellations for his own ends. Harry, I trust Bane. Albus is to stay away from Scorpius, for his sake and others. Ginny, I think what Harry means is... Harry with finality, the professor knows what I mean. Ginny looks at Harry, surprised that he talked to her that way. Professor McGonagall. Albus has been checked by the greatest witches and wizards in the country, and no one can find or sense a hex or curse. Harry. And Dumbledore. Dumbledore said. Professor McGonagall. What? Harry. His portrait. We spoke. He said some things which made sense. Professor McGonagall. Dumbledore is dead, Harry. And I've told you before, portraits don't represent even half of their subjects. Harry. He said love has blinded me. Professor McGonagall. A head teacher's portrait is a memoir. It's supposed to support mechanism for the decisions I have to make. But I was advised, as I took this job, to not mistake the painting for the person, and you would be well advised to do the same. Harry. But he was right. I see it now. You don't see it, Harry. Your love is still blinding you. It's blinding you to see the truth. The truth is that Scorpius is not a bad kid at all, and not a bad influence, and that anything wrong with your son is because of you and your relationship with him, and you need to repair it, not push him away. Oh my God. Harry! Harry! I feel like I'm back reading the first 7 books again when Harry makes all his stupid choices and stupid whiny Harry. You just want to punch in the face. Especially in, what is it? What book is when Harry is extremely whiny? Is it book 6? Pretty much all of them, actually. All of them after book 2. Okay. Harry. But he was right. I see it now. Professor McGonagall. Harry, you've been put under enormous pressure. The loss of Albus, the search for him, the fears as to what your scar might mean, but trust me when I tell you, you are making a mistake. Harry. Albus didn't like me before. He might not like me again, but he will be safe. With the greatest respect, Minerva, you don't have children. Ginny. Harry! Harry, you don't understand. Professor McGonagall, deeply hurt. I'd hope that a lifetime spent in the teaching profession would mean... Harry. This map will reveal to you where my son is at all times. I expect you to use it, and if I hear you don't, then I will come down to this school as hard as I can, using the full force of the ministry. Is that understood? Professor McGonagall, bewildered by this vitriol. Perfectly. Ginny looks at Harry, unsure of what he's become. He doesn't look back. He's become a jerk. I know. Is this the same Harry, or did Harry somehow change because of what Albus did in the Triwizard Tournament? Like, is that why he's acting so weird, or is this just because he's Harry? Act 2, Scene 11. Hogwarts, Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom. Albus enters the classroom, slightly unsure. Hermione. Ah, yes, our train absconder finally joining us. Albus. Hermione? He looks amazed. Hermione is standing at the front of the lesson. Hermione. Professor Granger, I believe is my name, Potter. Albus. What are you doing here? Hermione. Teaching for my sins. What are you doing here? Learning, I hope? Albus. But you're Minister for Magic. Hermione. Been having those dreams again, have you, Potter? Today we're going to be looking at the Patronus charms. Albus amazed. You're our Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. There are little titters. Hermione losing patience now. 10 points from Gryffindor for stupidity. Polly Chapman standing full affront. No, no, he's doing it deliberately. He hates Gryffindor and everyone knows it. Hermione. Sit down, Polly Chapman, before this gets even worse. Polly sighs and sits. And I suggest you join her, Albus, and end this charade. Albus. But you're not this mean. Hermione. And that's 20 points from Gryffindor to assure Albus Potter that I am this mean. Jan Fredericks. If you don't sit down right now, Albus. Albus sits. Albus. Can I just say, Hermione, no you can't. Just keep quiet, Potter, otherwise you'll lose what limited popularity you already have. Now, who can tell me what a Patronus is? No? No one? You really are a most disappointing bunch. Hermione smiles a thin smile. She really is quite mean. Albus. No, this is stupid. Where's Rose? She'll tell you that you're being ridiculous. Hermione. Who's Rose, your invisible friend? Albus. Rose Granger Weasley, your daughter. He realizes, of course, because you and Ron aren't married, Rose. Oh. There's giggling. Hermione. How dare you! 50 points from Gryffindor, and I assure you, if anyone interrupts me again, it'll be 100 points. She stares around the room. No one moves a muscle. Good. A Patronus is a magical charm, a projection of all your most positive feelings, and it takes the shape of an animal with whom you share the deepest affinity. It is the gift of light. If you can conjure a Patronus, you can protect yourself against the world, which in some of our cases seems like a necessity sooner rather than later. Yes, it is an interesting choice of words. Something obviously must have happened. Act 2, Scene 12, Hogwarts Staircase. Albus walks up the staircase looking around as he does. He doesn't see anything. He exits. The staircases move in almost a dance. Scorpius enters behind him. He thinks he's seen Albus. He realizes he isn't there. He slumps down to the floor as the staircase sweeps around. Madame Hooch enters and walks up the staircase. At the top, she gestures for Scorpius to move. He does and slopes off. His abject loneliness is clear. Albus enters and walks up the staircase. Scorpius enters and walks up another. The staircases meet. The two boys look at each other, lost and hopeful all at once, and then Albus looks away, and the moment is broken, and with it, possibly the friendship. And now staircases part. The two look at each other, full of guilt, the other full of pain, both full of unhappiness. Come on, that would have been a perfect moment to be like, hey, Scorpius, meet me somewhere here, blah, 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 later on.
I require your wand.
Thank you. Thank you for joining our famski. Welcome, everlasting joy. Snape approves. It is hard to gain Snape's approval. Well done. They should just, like, pass each other a note or something, like, meet me here or something. I don't know. Is there anywhere in the Marauders map that you can't be found? No, I don't think so. Maybe McGonagall will help them. Act 2, Scene 13. Harry and Ginny Potter's house, kitchen. Ginny and Harry watch each other warily. There is an argument due, and both of them know it. Harry, this is the right decision. Ginny, you almost sound convinced. Harry, you told me to be honest with him, but actually, I needed to be honest with myself. Trust what my heart was telling me. Ginny, Harry, you have one of the greatest hearts of any wizard who ever lived, and I do not believe your heart told you to do this. They hear a knock on the door. Saved by the door. She exits. After a moment, Draco enters, consumed by anger but hiding it well. Draco, I can't stay long. I won't need long. Harry, how can I help? Draco, I'm not here to antagonize you, but my son is in tears, and I am his father, and so I am here to ask you why you would keep apart two good friends. Harry, I'm not keeping them apart. What? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. How dare you say that? You are wrong. You are lying. You flat lied to Draco's face. I guess it's not the first time. Draco, you've changed school timetables. You've threatened both teachers and Albus himself. Why? Harry looks at Draco carefully and then turns away. Harry, I have to protect my son. Draco, from Scorpius. Harry, Bane told me he sensed a darkness around my son, near my son. Draco, what are you implying, Potter? Harry turns and looks Draco dead in the eye. Harry, are you sure? Are you really sure he's yours, Draco? There's a deadly silence. Draco, you take that back right now. But Harry doesn't take it back. So Draco takes out his wand. Harry, you do not want this. Draco. Where did my wand go? I had a wand once for special times like this. Oh, yes, there it is. Yes, I do, said Draco. I do not want to hurt you, Draco. Draco, how interesting, because I do want to hurt you. The two square up and then release their wands. Draco and Harry, Expelliarmus! Their wands repel and then break apart. Draco, Incarcerus! Harry dodges a blast from Draco's wand. Harry, Terrantalegra! Where have we heard that spell before? Maybe, perhaps, Draco used it against Harry in their duel in Chamber of Secrets, Chapter 11, which we just read today? Draco throws himself out of the way. You've been practicing, Draco. Draco, and you got sloppy, Potter. Desanguego! Harry just manages to get out of the way. Rictum Sempra! He used that one in Chapter 11 as well. Should bring him back some oldies. Draco uses a chair to block the blast. Draco, Flipendo! Harry is sent twirling through the air. Draco laughs. Keep up, old man. Harry, we're the same age, Draco. Draco, I wear it better. Harry, Bracciabindo! Draco is bound tightly. Draco, that really the best you got? Emancipare! Draco releases his own binds. Levi Corpus! Harry has to throw himself out of the way. Mobile Corpus! Oh, this is too much fun. Draco bounces Harry up and down on the table, and then as Harry rolls away, Draco jumps off of the table. He readies his wand, but as he does, Harry hits him with the spell. Obscuro! Draco releases himself from his blindfold as soon as he hits. The two square up. Harry throws a chair. Draco ducks underneath it and slows the chair with his wand. Ginny, I only left this room 3 minutes ago! She looks at the mess of the kitchen. She looks at the chairs suspended in air. She signals them back to the floor with her wand. Drier than dry. What did I miss? Act 2, Scene 14. Hogwarts, staircase. Scorpius walks unhappily down a staircase. Delphi scurries in from the other side. Delphi. So, technically I shouldn't be here. Scorpius. Delphi? Delphi. In fact, technically, I'm endangering our entire operation, which is not, well, I'm not a natural risk-taker, as you know. I've never been to Hogwarts. Pretty lax security here, isn't there? And so many portraits and corridors and ghosts. This half-headless, strange-looking ghost told me where I could find you. Can you believe that? Scorpius. You've never been to Hogwarts? Delphi. I was unwell as a child for a few years. Other people got to go. I did not. Scorpius. You were too ill? I'm sorry. I didn't know that. Delphi. I don't advertise that fact. I prefer not to be seen as a tragic case, you know. This registers with Scorpius. He looks up and says something, but Delphi suddenly ducks from view as a student walks past. Scorpius tries to look casual until the student passes. Have they gone? Scorpius. Delphi, maybe it is too dangerous for you to be here. Delphi. Well, someone's got to do something about this. Scorpius. Delphi, none of it worked. Time turning. We failed. Delphi. I know. Albus owled me. The history books changed, but not enough. Cedric still died. In fact, failing the first task only made him more determined to win the second. Scorpius. And Ron and Hermione have gone completely skew-if, and I still haven't figured out why. Delphi. And that's why Cedric has to wait. It's all become quite confused, and you're entirely right to be keeping hold of the time turner, Scorpius. But what I meant was, someone's got to do something about the two of you. Scorpius. Oh. Delphi. Your best friends. Every owl he sends, I can feel your absence. He's destroyed by it. Scorpius. Sounds like he's found a shoulder to cry on. How many owls has he sent you now? Delphi smiles softly. Sorry. I didn't mean... I just don't understand what's going on. I've tried to see him, talk to him, but every time I do, he runs off. Delphi. You know, I didn't have a best friend when I was your age. I wanted one, desperately. When I was younger, I even invented one, but Scorpius. I had one of those too, called Flurry. We fell out over the correct rules of gobstones. Delphi. Albus needs you, Scorpius. That's a wonderful thing. Scorpius. He needs me to do what? Delphi. That's the thing, isn't it, about friendships? You don't know what he needs. You only know he needs it. Find him, Scorpius. You two. You belong together. We know what he needs. He needs you to go back in time with the time turner and undo this mistake that you did. That's it. Take your time turner and go. All you have to do is go back in time and stand there and do nothing. That will solve the problem. Do that. Or wait, if you went back in time and messed up time, then when he goes back in time again, is he gonna have to, like, unmess up time? Like, so he'll probably have to, like, push down his friend before he does the Expelliarmus charm. Yes. Interesting. How does one argue with an imaginary friend? I know, that's funny. Act 2, Scene 15. Harry and Ginny Potter's house, kitchen. Harry and Draco sit far apart. Ginny stands between them. Draco. Sorry about your kitchen, Ginny. Ginny. Oh, it's not my kitchen. Harry does most of the cooking. Draco. I can't talk to him either, Scorpius. Especially since Astoria is gone. I can't even talk about how losing her has affected him. As hard as I try, I can't reach him. You can't talk to Albus. I can't talk to Scorpius. That's what this is about. Not about my son being evil. Because as much as you might take the word of a haughty centaur, you know the power of friendship. Oh my gosh! Draco Malfoy is talking sense to Harry. What? What kind of world are we living in? And is Harry gonna listen? Come on! Even Draco can see this. Harry, what is wrong with you? Harry. Draco, whatever you may think. Draco. I've always envied you. Them. You know, Weasley and Granger. I had... Ginny. Crabbe and Goyle. Draco. Two lunks who wouldn't know one end of a broomstick from another. You, the three of you, you shone, you know. You liked each other. You had fun. I envied those friendships more than anything else. Ginny. I envied them too. Harry looked at Ginny, surprised. Harry. I need to protect him. Draco. My father thought he was protecting me, most of the time. I think you have to make a choice at a certain point of the man you want to be. And I tell you that at the time, you need a parent or a friend, and if you've learnt to hate your parent by then, and you have no friends, then you're all alone. And being alone, that's so hard. I was alone, and it sent me truly to a dark place for a long time. Tom Riddle was also a lonely child. You may not understand that, Harry, but I do, and I think Ginny does too. Dang! Whoa. That is some wisdom from the least likely of places. Ginny. He's right. Draco. Tom Riddle didn't emerge from his dark place, and so Tom Riddle became Lord Voldemort. Maybe the Black... Did I just say Mart? Lord Voldemort. Maybe the Black Cloud Bane saw was Albus's loneliness, his pain, his hatred. Don't lose the boy. You'll regret it, and so will he, because he needs you and Scorpius, whether or not he knows it. Harry looks at Draco. He thinks. He opens his mouth to speak. He thinks. Ginny. Harry! Will you get the flu powder, or shall I? Harry looks up at his wife. Act 2, Scene 16. Hogwarts Library. Scorpius arrives in the library. He looks left and right. He sees Albus, and Albus sees him. Scorpius. Hi. Albus. Scorpius, I can't. Scorpius. I know, you're in Gryffindor now. You don't want to see me now, but I'm here, and I'm here anyway, talking to you. Albus. Well, I can't talk, so... Scorpius. You have to! You think you can just ignore everything that's happened. The world has gone crazy. Haven't you noticed? Albus. I know, okay? Ron's gone strange. Hermione's professor. It's all wrong, but... Scorpius. And Rose doesn't exist. Albus. I know. Look, I don't understand everything, but you can't be here. Scorpius. Because of what we did, Rose wasn't even born. Do you remember being told about the Triwizard Tournament, your ball? All 4 Triwizard champions took a partner. Your dad took Pavati Patil. Victor Crumb took Hermione. And Ron got jealous and behaved like a prat. Love it. Scorpius, only he didn't. I found Rita Skeeter's book about them, and it's all very different. Ron took Hermione to the ball. Albus, what? Polly Chapman, shh. Scorpius looks at Polly and drops his volume. Scorpius, as friends, and they danced in a friendly way, and it was nice. And then he danced with Padma Patil, and that was nicer. And then they started dating, and he changed a bit, and they got married, and meanwhile, Hermione became a, Albus, psychopath. Scorpius, Hermione was supposed to go to the ball with Crumb. Do you know why she didn't? Because she had suspicions that two strange Durmstrang boys she met before the first task were somehow involved in the disappearance of Cedric's wand. She believed we, under Victor's orders, cost Cedric the first task. Albus, wow. Scorpius, and without Crumb, Ron never got jealous, and that jealousy was all important, and so Ron and Hermione stayed very good friends but never fell in love and never got married and never had Rose. Albus, so that's why Dad's so... Did he change too? Scorpius, I'm pretty sure your dad is exactly the same. Head of magical law enforcement, married to Ginny, 3 kids. Ginny, 3 kids. Albus, so why is he being such a... Prat? Librarian enters at the back of the room. Scorpius, have you heard me, Albus? This is bigger than you and your dad. Professor Croker's law. The furthest someone can go back in time without the possibility of serious harm to the traveler or time itself is 5 hours, and we went back years. The smallest moment, the smallest change, it creates ripples, and we've created really bad ripples. Rose was never born because of what we did. Rose! Librarian, shh! Albus thinks quickly. Fine, let's go back. Fix it. Get Cedric and Rose back. Scorpius, is the wrong answer. Albus, you've still got the time turner, right? No one found it? Scorpius takes it out of his pocket. Yes, but... Albus snatches it from his hand. No, don't, Albus. Don't you understand how bad things could get? Scorpius grabs for the time turner. Albus pushes him back. They wrestle inexpertly. Albus, things need fixing, Scorpius. Cedric still needs saving. Rose needs bringing back. We'll be more careful. Whatever Croker says, trust me. Trust us. We'll get it right this time. Scorpius, no, we won't. Give it back, Albus. Give it back. Albus, I can't. This is too important. Scorpius, yes, it's too important for us. We're not good at this stuff. We'll get it wrong. Albus, who's saying that we'll get it wrong? Scorpius, I say, because that's what we do. We mess things up. We lose. We're losers. True and total losers. Haven't you realized that yet? Albus finally gets the upper hand and pins Scorpius to the ground. Albus, well, I wasn't a loser before I met you. Scorpius, Albus, whatever you've got to prove to your dad, this isn't the way. Albus, I don't have anything to prove to my dad. I've got to save Cedric and save Rose, and maybe, without you holding me back, I can make a proper go of it. Scorpius, without me? Oh, poor Albus Potter. With his chip on his shoulder, poor Albus Potter, so sad. Albus, what are you saying? Scorpius, exploding. Try my life! People look at you because your dad's the famous Potter, savior of the wizarding world. People look at me because they think my dad is Voldemort. Voldemort! Albus, don't even. Scorpius, can you even slightly imagine what that's like? Have you ever even tried? No, because you can't see beyond the end of your nose. Save Rose. Wouldn't that erase the other person? No, he just means resetting and undoing what he did, because Rose is Ron and Hermione's child, so she already existed before they went back in time, so if they undid what they did, then they would fix it. Hi, Happy Slappy Time! Not sure what this is, but keep going, I like it. It is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And it's a play, and we're reading it. Okay. Because you can't see beyond the end of your nose. Because you can't see beyond the end of your stupid thing with your dad. He will always be Harry Potter. You know that, right? And you will always be his son. And I know it's hard, and the other kids are awful, but you have to learn to be okay with that, because there are worse things, okay? Beat. There was a moment I was excited, when I realized time was different. A moment when I thought maybe my mom hadn't gotten sick. Maybe my mom wasn't dead. But no, turns out she was. I'm still the child of Voldemort without a mother, giving sympathy to the boy who doesn't ever give anything back. So I'm sorry if I've ruined your life, because I tell you, you wouldn't have a chance of ruining mine. It's already ruined. You just didn't make it any better. Because you're terrible. The most terrible friend. Albus digests this. He sees what he's done to his friend. Professor McGonagall from off. Albus? Albus Potter, Scorpius Malfoy, are you two in there together? Because I advise you not to be. Albus looks at Scorpius. He pulls a cloak from his bag. Quick, we need to hide. Scorpius. What? Albus. Scorpius, look at me. Scorpius. That's the invisibility cloak. Isn't it James? Isn't it James's? Albus. Just so you know, James is Harry Potter's older son, who is not really in this story very much. Albus. If she finds us, we'll be forced apart forever. Please, I didn't understand. Please. Professor McGonagall from off, trying to give them every chance. I'm about to enter! Professor McGonagall comes into the room, the Marauder's map in her hands. The boys disappear beneath the cloak. She looks around, exasperated. Well, where have they... I never wanted this thing, and now it's playing tricks on me. She thinks. She looks back at the map. She identifies where they should be. She looks around the room. Objects move as the boys invisibly move past them. She sees where they're heading. She makes to block them. They skirt around her. Unless your father's cloak. She looks back at the map. She looks at the boys. She smiles to herself. Well, if I didn't see you, I didn't see you. She exits. The two boys remove the cloak. They sit in silence for a moment. Albus. Yes, I stole this from James. He's remarkably easy to steal from. His trunk combination is the date he got his first broom. I found the cloak. Made avoiding bullies easier. Scorpius nods. I'm sorry about your mum. I know we don't talk about her enough, but I hope you know I'm sorry. It's rubbish what happened to her. To you. Yes, she is feigning stupidity. You're right. Scorpius. Thanks. Albus. My dad said that you were this dark cloud around me. My dad started to think, and I just knew I had to stay away, and if I didn't, Dad said he would... Scorpius. Your dad thinks the rumors are true? That I'm the son of Voldemort? Albus nods. His department is currently investigating it. Scorpius. Good. Let them. Sometimes I find myself thinking maybe they're true too. Albus. No, they're not true. And I'll tell you why, because I don't think Voldemort is capable of having a son, and you're kind, Scorpius. To the depths of your belly, to the tips of your fingers. I truly believe Voldemort couldn't have had a child like you. Beat. Scorpius is moved by this. Scorpius. That's nice. That's a nice thing to say. Albus. And it's something I should have said a long time ago. In fact, you're probably the best person I know. And you couldn't hold me back. You make me stronger. And when Dad forced us apart, without you... Scorpius. I didn't much like my life without you in it either. Albus. And I know I'll always be Harry Potter's son, and I'll sort that out in my head, and I know compared to you my life is pretty good, really. And that he and I are comparatively lucky. And... Scorpius interrupting. Albus, as apologies go, this is wonderfully fulsome. But you're starting to talk more about you than me again, so probably better to quit while you're ahead. Albus smiles and stretches out a hand. Friends? Scorpius. Always. Scorpius extends his hand. Albus pulls Scorpius into a hug. That's the second time you've done that. The two boys break apart and smile. Albus. But I'm pleased we had this argument because it's given... Oh, sorry, that was Albus. I was using Scorpius' voice. Start over. Albus. But I'm pleased we had this argument because it's giving me a really good idea. Scorpius. About what? Albus. It involves a second task and humiliation. Scorpius. You're still talking about going back in time? Have we been having the same conversation? Albus. You're right. We are losers. We're brilliant at losing, and so we should be using our own knowledge here, our own powers. Losers are taught to be losers, and there's only one way to teach a loser, and we know that better than anyone. Humiliation. We need to humiliate him, so in the second task, that's all we have to do. Scorpius thinks for a long time, then smiles. That's a really good strategy. Albus. I know. Scorpius. I mean quite spectacular. Humiliate Cedric to save Cedric. Clever. And Rose? Albus. That I'm saving as a sparkly surprise. I can do it without you, but I want you there. Because I want us to do this together. Set things right together. So will you come? Scorpius. But just a minute. Wasn't the second task took place in the lake and you're not allowed to leave the school building? Albus grins. Yes, about that. We need to find the girls' bathroom on the first floor. Oh, are they gonna go see Moni Myrtle? Okay, we only have time for 3 more pages, and then we sadly have to end our stream. I know, I have a bedtime. Act 2, Scene 17, Hogwarts Staircase. Ron is walking down the staircase, consumed in his thoughts, and then he sees Hermione, and his expression changes entirely. Ron. Professor Granger? Hermione looks across. Her heart leaps a bit, too, though she won't admit it. Hermione. Ron, what are you doing here? Ron. Panju got into a little trouble in potions class, was showing off, of course, and put the wrong thing with the wrong thing, and now he has no eyebrows and a rather large mustache, apparently, which doesn't suit him. I didn't want to come, but Padma says that when it comes to facial growth, sons need their fathers. Have you done something with your hair? Hermione. Just combed it, I suspect. Ron. Well, combing it suits you. Hermione looks at Ron slightly strangely. Hermione. Ron, will you stop looking at me like that? Ron, summoning confidence. You know, Harry's boy Albus said to me the other day that he thought you and I were married. Ha ha! Ridiculous, I know. Hermione. Very ridiculous. Ron. He even thought we had a daughter. That'd be strange, wouldn't it? The two lock eyes. Hermione is the first to break away. Hermione. More than strange. Ron. Exactly, we're friends and that's all. Hermione. Absolutely. Only friends. Ron. Only friends. Funny word, friends. Not that funny. Just a word, really. Friends. Friend. Funny friend. You know, my funny friend Hermione. Not my Hermione. You understand. Not my Hermione. Not mine, you know, but Hermione. I know. There's a pause. Neither of them move the smallest inch. Everything feels too important for movement. Then Ron coughs. Ron. Well, must get on. Sort Panju out. Teach him the finer arts of mustache grooming. He walks on. He turns. He looks at Hermione. She looks back. He hurries on again. Your hair really does very much suit you. Act 2, Scene 18. Hogwarts Headmistress's office. Professor McGonagall is on stage on her own. She looks at the map. She frowns to herself. She taps it with her wand. She smiles to herself at a good decision made. Professor McGonagall. Mischief managed. I can just picture that in my head. Just Professor McGonagall all happy with herself. Mischief managed. There's a rattling. The whole stage seems to vibrate. Ginny is the first through the fireplace, and then Harry. Ginny. Professor, I can't say that it ever gets more dignified. Professor McGonagall. Potter, you're back, and you seem to have finally ruined my carpet. Harry. I need to find my son. We need to. Professor McGonagall. Harry, I've considered this and decided I want no part of it. Whatever you threatened, Harry. Minerva, I came here in peace, not war. I should have never spoken to you in that way. Professor McGonagall. I just don't think I can interfere in friendship, and I believe... Harry. I need to say sorry to you, and sorry to Albus. Will you give me that chance? Draco arrives behind them with a bang of soot. Professor McGonagall. Draco? Draco. He needs to see his son, and I need to see mine. Harry. Like I say, peace, not war. Professor McGonagall studies his face. She sees his sincerity. She needs to see. She takes the map back out of her pocket. She opens it up. Professor McGonagall. Well, peace is certainly something I can be a part of. She taps her with her wand. I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. Oh, she sighs before that. I bet she has, like, this sort of, like, ugh, do I have to say this? Because she's, like, a very proper woman. So she's probably like, I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. The map is lit into action. Well, they are together. Draco. In the girls' bathroom on the first floor. What on earth would they be doing there? Act 2, Scene 19. Hogwarts, girls' bathroom. Scorpius and Albus enter the bathroom. In the center of it is a large Victorian sink. Scorpius. So let me get this right. The plan is engorgement. Albus. Yes, Scorpius. That's soap, if you may. Scorpius fishes a soap out of the sink. Engorgio. He fires a bolt from his wand across the room. The soap blows up to 4 times its size. Scorpius. Nice, consider me engorge impressed. Albus, the second task was the lake task. They had to retrieve something which was stolen from them, which turned out to be, Scorpius, people they loved. Albus, Cedric used a bubblehead charm to swim through the lake. All we do is follow him there and use engorgement to turn him into something rather larger. We know the time turner doesn't give us long, so we're going to be quick. Get to him, engorgio his head, and watch him float out of the lake, away from the task, away from the competition. Scorpius, but you still haven't told me how we're going to actually get to the lake. And then suddenly a jet of water emerges from the sink, and after it ascends a very wet moaning Myrtle. Moaning Myrtle, whoa, that feels good! Never used to enjoy that. But when you get to my age, you take what you can. Scorpius, of course, you're a genius, Moaning Myrtle. Moaning Myrtle swoops down onto Scorpius. Moaning Myrtle, what did you call me? Do I moan? Am I moaning now? Am I? Scorpius, no, I didn't mean. Moaning Myrtle, what's my name? Scorpius, Myrtle. Moaning Myrtle, exactly, Myrtle. Myrtle Elizabeth Warren, a pretty name. My name, no need for the moaning. She doesn't moan? They changed that too? What? Scorpius, well, Moaning Myrtle, she giggles. It's been a while, boys. In my bathroom, in the girls' bathroom. Well, that's not right. But then again, I always did have a soft spot for the Potters, and I was moderately partial to a Malfoy too. Now how can I help you, Pear? Albus, you were there, Myrtle, in the lake. They wrote about you. There must be a way out of these pipes. Moaning Myrtle, I've been everywhere, but where specifically were you thinking? Hello, Bisatch. Welcome to the stream. Need to see my boy? Who's your boy? Albus, the second task, the lake task in the Triwizard Tournament, 25 years ago. Harry and Cedric. Moaning Myrtle, such a shame the pretty one had to die. Not that your father is not pretty, but Cedric Diggory, you'd be amazed at how many girls I had to hear doing love incantations in this very bathroom, and then weeping after he was taken. Albus, help us, Myrtle. Help us to get into that same lake. Moaning Myrtle, you think I can help you travel in time? Albus, we need you to keep a secret. Moaning Myrtle, I love secrets. I won't tell a soul. Cross my heart and hope to die, or the equivalent for ghosts. You know. Albus nods at Scorpius, who reveals the time turner. Albus, we can travel in time. You're going to help us travel the pipes. We're going to save Cedric Diggory. Moaning Myrtle grins. Well, that sounds like fun. Albus, and we've no time to lose. Moaning Myrtle, this very sink empties directly into the lake. It breaks every bylaw of this school. Has always been antiquated. Dive in and you will be piped straight to it. Albus pulls himself into the sink, dumping his cloak as he does. Scorpius copies. Albus hands Scorpius some green foliage in a bag. Albus, some for me and some for you. Scorpius, gillyweed. We're using gillyweed to breathe underwater. Albus, just like my dad did. Now are you ready? Scorpius, remember, this time we can't be caught out by the clock. Albus, 5 minutes, that's all we allow for before we get pulled back to the present. Scorpius, tell me this is going to be okay. Albus grinning, it's all going to be entirely okay. Are you ready? Ooh, Leviathan! Hello! Leviathan, welcome to our stream. I don't think they changed it. I think she's just trying to lose the title. Oh, okay, gotcha. This has been so long now, maybe she's not very moaning. So, what do you guys think will happen? Do you think that going back to the second task, they're gonna solve the problem and save Cedric Diggory and set time back to its proper time existence? Or do you think maybe they'll fail again and they'll have to go to the third task? Because, I mean, if they had to go to the second task, why not the third, right? I kind of feel like maybe that's where it's headed. Who knows? Albus takes the gillyweed and disappears down. Scorpius, no, Albus, Albus! He looks up and he and Moaning Myrtle are not alone. Moaning Myrtle, I do like brave boys. Scorpius, a little bit scared, a tiny bit brave, I'm entirely ready for whatever comes. He takes the gillyweed and disappears down. Moaning Myrtle's left alone on stage. There's a giant whoosh of light and smash of noise, and time stops, and then it turns over, thinks a bit, and begins spooling backwards. The boys are gone. Harry appears at a run, a deep frown on his face. Behind him, Draco, Ginny, and Professor McGonagall. Harry, Albus! Albus! Ginny, he's gone! They find the boys' cloaks on the ground. Professor McGonagall consulting the map. He's disappeared. No, he's travelling under Hogwarts grounds. No, he's disappeared. How is he doing this? Says Draco. Moaning Myrtle. He's using a rather pretty trinket thingy. Harry. Myrtle. Moaning Myrtle. Oops, you caught me, and I was trying so hard to hide. Hello, Harry. Hello, Draco. Have you been bad boys again? Harry. What trinket is he using? Moaning Myrtle. I think it was a secret, but I could never keep anything from you, Harry. How's it you've grown handsomer and handsomer as you've aged, and you're taller? Harry. My son is in danger. I need your help. What are they doing, Myrtle? Moaning Myrtle. He's after saving a dishy boy, a certain Cedric Diggory. Harry immediately realizes what's happened, and he's horrified. Professor McGonagall. But Cedric Diggory died years ago. Moaning Myrtle. He seemed quite confident he could get around that fact. He's very confident, Harry, just like you. Harry. He heard me talking to Amos Diggory. Could he have the Ministry's time turner? No, that's impossible. Professor McGonagall. The Ministry has a time turner. I thought they were destroyed. Moaning Myrtle. Isn't everyone so naughty? Draco. Can someone please explain what's going on? Harry. Albus and Scorpius are not disappearing and reappearing. They're travelling. Travelling in time. Hello, Hysus. Act 2, Scene 20, Triwizard Tournament, Lake, 1995. Oh, I like how it's 1995 and the previous one was 1994, so this must be in January or a little bit later in the year. Ludo Bagman. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. He probably has this to amplify his voice. I give you the greatest, the fabulous, the one and only Triwizard Tournament. If you're from Hogwarts, give me a cheer. Woo! There's a loud cheer. And now Albus and Scorpius are swimming through the lake. Oh wait, that's actually the narrator. And now Albus and Scorpius are swimming through the lake, descending through the water with graceful ease. If you're from Durmstrang, give me a cheer. Woo! There's a loud cheer. And if you're from Beauxbaton, give me a cheer. Woo! There's a slightly limp cheer. The French are getting into this. Oh, it's slightly less limp than it was last time. So it's like, woo! The French are getting into this. And they're off. Victor's a shark, of course. He is. Fleur looks remarkable, ever plucky. Harry is using gillyweed. Clever, very clever, Harry. And Cedric, well, Cedric, what a treat, ladies and gentlemen. Cedric is using a bubble charm to cruise through the lake. Cedric Diggory approaches through the water, a bubble over his head. Albus and Scorpius raise their wands together and fire the engorgement charm through the water. He turns, looks at them confused, and it hits him, and around him the water glows gold. And then Cedric starts to grow and grow again and grow some more. He looks around himself entirely panicked, and the boys watch as Cedric ascends helplessly through the water. But no, what's this? Cedric Diggory is ascending out of the water and seemingly out of the competition. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have our winner, but we certainly have our loser. Cedric Diggory is turning into a balloon, and this balloon wants to fly. Fly, ladies and gentlemen, fly. Fly out of the task and out of the tournament, and oh my, it gets wilder still. Around Cedric, fireworks explode, declaiming Ron loves Hermione, and the crowd love that. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the look on Cedric's face. It's quite some picture. It's quite some sight. It's quite some tragedy. This is humiliation. There's no other word for it. And Albus smiles wildly and high-fives Scorpius in the water. And Albus points up, and Scorpius nods, and they start to swim ever upwards. And as Cedric ascends, people start to laugh, and everything changes. The world becomes darker. The world becomes almost black, in fact. And there's a flash and a bang, and the time turner ticks to a stop, and we're back in the present. Scorpius suddenly emerges, shooting up through the water, and he's triumphant. Scorpius, woohoo! He looks around surprised. Where's Albus? He puts his arms into the air. We did it! He waits another beat. Albus? Albus still doesn't emerge. Scorpius treads water. He thinks, and then he ducks back into the water. He emerges back up again. Now thoroughly panicked, he looks around. Albus! 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 And there's a whisper in parcel tongue which travels fast around the audience. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. Dolores Umbridge. Scorpius Malfoy, get out of the lake. Get out of the lake right now. She pulls him out of the water. Scorpius. Miss, I need help. Please, miss. Dolores Umbridge. Miss. I'm Professor Umbridge, the headmistress of your school. I'm no miss. Dolores Umbridge. What's a good Dolores Umbridge voice? I feel like that's not a very good one. I'm the headmistress, and however important your family may be, it doesn't give you an excuse to dilly-dally, to mess about. Scorpius. There's a boy in this lake. You need to get help. I'm looking for my friend, Miss Professor. Headmaster. One of the Hogwarts students, miss. I'm looking for Albus Potter. Dolores Umbridge. Potter! Albus Potter! There's no such student. In fact, there hasn't been a Potter at Hogwarts for years, and that boy didn't turn out so well. Not so much. Rest in peace, Harry Potter. More rest in perpetual despair, total troublemaker. Scorpius. Harry Potter's dead. Suddenly, from around the auditorium, the feel of a breath of the wind. Some black robes arise around people, black robes that become black shapes, that become Dementors. Flying Dementors through the auditorium, these black, deadly shapes, these black, deadly forces, they are everything to be feared, and they suck the spirit from the room. The wind continues. This is hell. And then right from the back of the room, whispering around everyone, words said with an unmistakable voice, the voice of Voldemort. Harry Potter. Harry's dream has come to life. Dolores Umbridge. Have you swallowed something funny in there? Become a mudblood without any of us noticing? Harry Potter died over 20 years ago as part of that failed coup on the school. He was one of those Dumbledore terrorists we bravely overthrew at the Battle of Hogwarts. Now come along, I don't know what game you're playing, but you're upsetting the Dementors and entirely ruining Voldemort Day. And the parcel tongue whispers grew louder and louder, grow monstrously loud, and giant banners with snake symbols upon them descend over the stage. Voldemort Day. We cut to black. Ooh, guys, it's getting crazy! We are on Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Part 2. And we're on page 272 of 532 pages, so we're about halfway. So what is going to happen? What do you guys think? Oh my gosh, is he going to have to go back in time again and try to save things? But is he going to be trapped because he's now in this weird Voldemort universe? How is he still alive? Is everyone going to be, like, Voldemort followers? Are there going to be any rebels? Is everyone Harry ever knew and loved dead? Are any of them going to be there as slaves? What could he possibly do to go back in time and fix this? Is he going to have to go back in time to the first tournament and the second tournament to undo what they did in both tournaments? This is crazy, you guys. Are we, like, what are we going to see now? Because before we were jumping between Harry's son and Harry. Now Harry's dead, so who are we going to jump between Draco and his son? What is going to happen, you guys? Anything could happen. We're now on Act 3, but unfortunately I have to go to bed. I wish I could stay up forever and read more, but two things will happen. One, I will not get any sleep for work tomorrow, and my husband will probably get mad at me. And a third thing, my voice will explode because I can only talk for so long. There's a lot I could say here, but I won't. I know. So much. Well, this was really fun. I'm glad that we had some people joining us. I do this every Monday, but if I have these same people come to my stream and you guys request it earlier than Monday, we might be able to do earlier than Monday. But I usually do Harry Potter on Mondays, and then Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday I do Just Dance, and sometimes I do random other games, and then Monday is like my Harry Potter day. So definitely, if you're new here and you liked this, make sure you come back again next Monday. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question, Leviathan. I do Harry Potter streams every Monday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I do Just Dance. So it's like a totally different stream. Um, I usually don't read Harry Potter on Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday unless I like finish Just Dance early and I have extra time and people want to listen to it. Sometimes I'll play another random game, but it's mostly just Harry Potter and Just Dance. That's like my main focus here. So, hope you guys liked it. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming. And